Welcome back to a day at cold calling in commercial property and commercial real estate. So this video is the third in the series, and it's just a wrap up of the afternoon. This morning we ventured into an industrial estate and focused on some smaller clients. One thing that I forgot to mention, I actually turned around and went back into that estate because you need to be aware of your surroundings. It's good to have a focus, and you're going to contact this many customers and get that many contacts and that many presentations. And a lot of sales managers work on that philosophy. And I have something similar to that with daily targets. But you also need to be aware of other things that are happening. And I noticed at one of the properties that they had a couple of skins. They were cleaning out the stuff, and I thought, interesting, because I had a call earlier this week from a client who asked me if I can find them some skip bin businesses. So, whilst I am generally a agent for sellers, I also get a lot of buyers who will ring me up and say they're looking for businesses. So, I went back into the industrial estate because the skip bin that I saw, I hadn't seen that company before. So I'm not sure if they're new or if they're small. These are the things you just can't find on Google because they rate so low on the searches that they just totally non-existent. It's pretty much just 20 or 30 bins, and they work around their own small territory and small patches. So I grabbed that as information to bring them back to my client and do some phone calls and see what I can find out if they'd be interested in selling their business. So if you've got a skip bin business, now's a good time to call me, depending on when it is you're watching this video. The afternoon went, or actually it was still the morning at that time. I wanted to get more results than what I had. I didn't get a real lot of people in that first session, so I went into the next patch, which I had planned to go and visit. And that one has larger businesses, as I mentioned. It turns out that a few of those businesses I know already, and they're expanding. They've just moved into that territory. It's quite a vibrant couple of streets with a lot of growth and expansion of local businesses. And there's a few other players that are national or out of the area. So I've gotten details, and I'll have a look, see if I can do some work for them. The other thing that was of interest, I went to find particularly two businesses to talk to them today because I have some listings that they would be interested in. One's a glacier, and the other one is I can't remember what the other one was. Written in my notes somewhere. But there's two businesses I was looking for. I contacted them both. One wasn't interested, but he knew of the business for sale, so that's good. And the other one, oh, that's right. The other one, oh dear, oh dear. Talk about you can't plan these sort of things. So I went in to see this business, um, who I've met before, and I knew who the owner was. So because I'll call them previously. So this is what I spoke about with that second level of cold calling. You need a very valid reason to go back to them. And I went up to the counter, and a lady came up, and I said, I want to talk to the gentleman in regarding a business I had for sale he'd be interested in. And she says, oh, it might be. And I looked at this lady and I thought, you look familiar, but not in this context. And as a person who sees a lot of people and has a lot of conversations, what throws me sometimes is if someone's in a different environment. So I said, I know you, don't I? And she said, yes. And I said, and it actually turned out that I showed this lady and her boyfriend a business last week. And so I thought, oh, okay, well, let's turn this around. We could look silly and walk out the door, but I said that's cool. How are you going with it, with thinking? And she said, oh, having a look at our options. And I said, that's fine. Well, recognize that this is what I do. I actively go to businesses to promote them. So don't be too long. And we sort of smiled and laughed and parted companies. But this is what I mean by you've got to be open to your environment. There's a couple of instances today where I needed to really be on my feet and know what's happening. Um, and then I went to another business which has recently moved into that area and expanded, who I've known for a couple of years. And I was going to talk to them about another listing I have out west, which would probably suit them as a distributor. So the cold calling in that second part was different because I've already been in that territory. It wasn't virgin territory, so to speak. Actually, neither was the first territory. So this is the numbers will be different, but the quality is a lot harder. a lot better is probably a better way of saying it, because I'm suddenly talking to people about options and purchasing and selling, and what they want to do. It's no longer me going in there introducing myself, as I explained in that introduction before, introducing myself, dropping a card and a brochure, and trying hard to get the decision maker. So it's this is what we call farming a territory. You just keep going back on a regular but intermittent basis, and make sure that when you go and talk to these people, you have a valid reason. In all the years that I've done cold calling, I've only been kicked out once. That was sort of like, turn around and walk out. We don't talk to salespeople. Although, well, that's interesting because you actually sell stuff. I wonder if customers walk in and say, turn around, I don't talk to salespeople. But yeah, one person in all these years is not an issue. The other change is, so this morning it was probably spent about 2.5 hours door knocking and cold calling. I used to have a job where I do it from 9 to 5, an 8 hour day. And at the end of the day, your feet hurt and your legs hurt and your back hurts and you're sweaty and you're buggered. And you've really truly had enough of people as an introvert. So nowadays I only do about 2 or 3 hours, and just work it through there. It's just a constant thing I do each week, and it yields dividends. So hopefully these couple of videos have given you an understanding on how to actually do cold calling. And yeah, go give it a go. Practice on the dog. If it doesn't run away, then you're not too bad. Then go out and see some customers. Otherwise, if you're looking at buying or selling something, give me a call because I'd love to talk to you by phone because it's a lot easier than cold calling. All right, take care and God bless.